This scene recalls the Battle of Stoss in 1405. Appenzell hero Uli Rotach bravely fights the attacking Austrians. Legend has it that he killed a dozen opponents before himself perishing in a fire. The stories are from Appenzell, the theatrical traditions are Chinese, and the music is from both regions. The voice, however, belongs to Swiss actor Philipp Langenegger.
Communication between us was a little difficult at first, but now it just takes a glance or a gesture to get across what you mean. It all works very well.
Legends are brought to life. This is a story about a mighty giant, Sentis, who lived in the Schwendibachtal. He took a liking to the many cute little houses in the valley and gathered up the little farms and people in his huge bag so he could play with them later at home. Luckily, a farmer who'd escaped the giant's grasp made a hole in the bag with his scythe. The houses fell out and were strewn around the countryside, creating the scattered communities that make up present-day Appenzell. The show was the brainchild of partners Ernst Hohl, the founder of the Appenzell House, and theatre director Hao Yu from Beijing.
In 2010, we saw this shadow theatre in St. Gallen, and we were all very excited to have seen a Chinese shadow theatre in Switzerland. We decided to combine the two cultures, each of which has its own characteristics.
The performance is called The Bear and the Needle, and it's supposed to intrigue and puzzle you. It doesn't approach the subject directly. The bear is ponderous and traditional. Everyone knows that. And this is part of our history. The needle is feminine and makes little digs. We're celebrating these differences here.
Das wird dort zelebriert. Blut spritzt. Das ist ja verrückt. Das ist ja wie ein Krimi. Irgendwie ein Bürgerkrieg.
We chose the Laoting troupe from the province of Hubei because they have lots of different characters in their performances, and the movements of the figures are agile and clear, and they're a very skillful troupe. Having chosen our partners, we began to translate the script into Chinese. Our partners then had to cut the figures to match the screenplay.
The 5 puppeteers learnt their art as small children. Working in pairs or even 4 at a time, they make their characters spring to life, heroes, bears and devils.
We're familiar with a lot of these figures at home, but we'd never had to play a witch before. We don't have that in China.
Swiss witches move to Asian rhythms. Director Hao Yu translates the text to make sure the witches land their brooms at the right time.
At one time, shadow theatres were so popular that each village had its own troupe. These days, many shadow theatre groups are in crisis. There's a slump in the market. People aren't going to the theatre anymore. They prefer to watch TV or movies. Our original idea was to revitalize this traditional art by injecting it with new life, like a blood transfusion.